All right, we have a sentence. This is a Sichot from the Rebbe in Likuti Sichot's base. It's really pretty long, but I'm just taking one sort of paragraph. There's a sentence in this week's Torah portion that says, Dorach kochav b'Yaakov v'kam shevet b'Yisrael. This is Bilam. He was originally trying to curse the Jews, and it doesn't come out. And now he's starting to prophesize about Moshiach. And it says, there will come a star that will shoot out a star from Jacob, and there will be a ruler from Israel. That's what Bilam says. Is Afalpi, as a Targum says, in the Targum, the translation, the Aramaic translation, and in the Midrashim, it says that this refers to Mashiach. Is aber in Yerushalmi, but in the Talmud in Yerushalmi, it touched there. Thus, or if Yeder Yidden, it says that when it says that there will stand up a star in Jacob and a ruler in Israel, it says in the Talmud Yerushalmi that this doesn't refer to the Mashiach, it refers to every Jew. Like we said many times, as is kind steering that there's no contradiction. No contradiction. It seems there's no bigger contradiction than that. Either Mashiach is one person, or it's how many 20 million people? How many Jews are there? So there's no contradiction, says the Rebbe. Alpi Mashkatu, because it says, and there's a book called Me'or Einayim, in the name of the Baal Shem Tov, as by Yeder Yidden, but every single Jew is for on a chelik, there is a little bit in them neshama from Mashiach. Every Jew partakes a little bit in the soul of the Mashiach, was dermit, which thereby, zayin and matim, beider prushim. Both of them are relevant. Be'emes is thus einin. Really, the truth is it's one thing. That Mashiach is a human being, a person from King David, from the family of David. And also every Jew has what's called the spark of Mashiach within him. It doesn't mean they're nitzutz from Mashiach, shebakol echad, that the spark of Mashiach in every person is thus an inyan, was farbleibt behelim, it remains concealed. Varum, because vibalt, as the Yerushalmi says this on the pasuk, Dorach kochav miyakov, there will come a shooting star, whatever, from Jacob, and there will be a leader in Israel. This means Dorach, and Kam means that it will come out. Is thus their inyan from this kumt arois begile, means it'll be revealed. It's not just that every Jew has concealed in himself the potential of Mashiach, but it means that every Jew will reveal this spark, this potential, just like the Mashiach will reveal his potential, will reveal his actuality. Yederid, every Jew, hat bekoach, has potential to reveal this spark of Mashiach which is in him. And Pshat is a simple meaning. What does this mean? We'll reveal the Mashiach inside of us. What does that mean? Hastas, this means, as Yeder Yid hat bekoach has the power through Torah and the commandments, and that's the key word over here. That's the key word over here. It's very, very important. How do we know who Mashiach is? Everybody can say he's the Mashiach, right? The Mashiach. The main thing of the Mashiach is Torah and commandments. The Rambam stresses it clearly right in the beginning of his stating the criteria for Mashiach. Torah and the Mashiach is a person that knows all of the Torah, and he does all of the commandments, and he wants to influence all of the other Jews to do the same. And that desire for every Jew, within every Jew, to do all of the Torah, learn all the Torah, and to do all the commandments, and to connect that to God, that's the Mashiach inside of every Jew. That means Makarav Zayin und bringen to embrace and to bring this revealed in the Gilui Mashiach B'Pol. When the Mashiach reveals himself, and then his whole job is to bring all the Jews. Of course, it's not necessarily going to be in one instant. We're talking about people actually being convinced. It's not talking about wiping out your personality so that you're a nobody. It means that you gradually realize in your personality that, you know, the best way to attach yourself to truth and to be a true person in the world is through Torah and commandments. The best way to meet the challenges of life is by ideas of Torah and the commandments. Not that the challenges will go away, not that your personality will go away, but the criteria by which a person can truly improve himself, and the goal of every person is through the Torah and the commandments. And that's the job of the Jews. Non-Jews don't want to connect with the Torah and the commandments. They don't have this desire. Exactly the opposite. Their religions wipe out Torah and the commandments. Barum, because Durach Torah, because by means of Torah, the mitzvahs, Torah and the commandments, tut oif dem zichuch, it brings about a refinement of the world. Is mimaet, it does away with any spirit of impurity, of selfishness from the world. Me'at mat magarshenu, it says little by little things change. Biz as vet zayin der ve'et ruach hatuma avir, that the spirit of impurity I will completely remove from the world. But be it Mashiach. What is the spirit of impurity? Death. When Mashiach comes, and the whole idea of Mashiach is that life will be precious. Every individual and individuality itself will be precious beyond value. That's what it means, the spirit of impurity. Impurity is death. Purity is life. Biz, as vet sign, the world will be filled with the awareness of God, kamayim layam lechasim, like water fills the ocean. In ganzen full, totally filled. In other words, every aspect of the world we'll see as a miracle from God, and it's very precious. And the most precious thing is our free will, that we can use it for whatever we want to, and everyone will want to do the right thing. Because the Jews are doing the Torah and the commandments, and they will be the examples of what is really good and what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Their Gemara, that's what the Gemara says. Benogea, the Erste Mitzvah, the first commandment of the Torah. What's the first commandment of the Torah? Peru uravu, be fruitful and multiply. Commandment to man. As in Ben David bo ad sheyichla neshamas beguf. It says that the King Mashiach, he can't come until all of the souls are emptied out from the body. Now the body, this happens to be some spiritual level, which is the source of all of the souls. Sometimes it's called Knesset Yisrael. It's called the gathering of the souls. And all those souls have to come into the world for Mashiach to really bring total redemption. Thus, this means, as all neshamas, all the souls, the Otzar Elyon, and the upper storehouse, which is called Guf, Velen Nimshach Veren, will be drawn down and this labish in physical bodies here in the world. Is punkt vider Gemara, just like the Gemara says, regard to the first commandment, Peru Uruvu, be fruitful and multiply, also is the same exact thing, the Nogea to the mitzvah, to all of the commandments of the Torah, which all the commandments of the Torah, all the commandments are basically just offshoots of being fruitful and multiply. What does it mean? Mitzvah of being fruitful and multiplying is their inyan from as mamshich, namely drawing down a soul and revealing it in the body. That's the whole thing of the commandments, revealing godliness in the physical world. The neshama, the soul, is dach geven, was first, before it was put in the nor vaden zein, but it was just in what's called the storehouse of souls. And by getting married and doing the commandment of being fruitful and multiplying, is men ir mamshich, which draws down below and is revealed. The Zelberzach, the same thing, is also all of the commandments. Men is Megala, that we reveal by means of this, the spark of godliness which is found in the physical item that we're using, the money that we give to charity and etc. Shabo nase mitzvah, is by means of this, by doing the commandment, so it draws down spirituality, the spark, it brings it out in the physical. That's like giving birth. That's what every single Jew has in potential. 1 minute. What happened? To bring the future redemption by doing all of the commandments. by means of doing all the commandments. Because every time you do a commandment, it's like giving birth. Es darf noch sein, but it has to be in there. Bavarnish, you have to, just one thing you have to be careful, as midarv geretted freer Shabbos that we talked about, as the mitzvahs have to be good deeds. Maisim tovim u'meirim. By the way, Yud Beis Tammuz is also the birthday of the previous Rebbe. It's the day that he got out of prison. It's also the birthday. And every birthday is really a big miracle. It's a soul coming into the body. It's an amazing thing that's an amazing miracle. And it's such a positive thing. It's the whole essence of Judaism, life. Violence is Ken Zayin. It can't. One second. Violence Ken Zayin, Ken Dach Zayin. It could be a Matzius. Such a situation was durich the mitzvahs, which by means of the commandments, nit nor was poiled, nit kein zichel olam. Not only does he not do good in the world, nor adrabar is nor mosif chayes beklipa. He can pull the life force into evil, the fisha temporarily, like it says in the laws of Talmud Torah, the Rabbeinu Azakin. If you do the commandments for selfish reasons, is there doch nor mosif? You can add on more darkness in the world. This means, as B'shasa kommt into the Yeshus, when a person has egotism and selfishness by means of his learning Torah, he becomes more selfish and more, egotistical and doing the commandments. Is doch durach them, by means of this commandment, is their mosif and their keil zar, the strange God which is inside of you. When a person does commandments, and when he learns Torah, it automatically fixes you up 10%, 15%. But you can take that 10% also and 15%, and with a 90% of your own personality, wreck the whole thing up. It's possible to destroy anything. As Mosif Chayes, this adds on life in klippa, in evil. Was oif them, which on this it says, haben the Hagdama, it says that's why we have to pray first. That's what we learned. Remember the spinal cord? Remember we learned in the Mimer? Therefore, you have to pray first. You have to connect yourself to the giver of the commandments, to the commander. Was thus bevorent as their limud Torah, your learning of the Torah. This makes sure if you pray properly, you connect yourself to the creator of the universe, and you're aware with love and fear of whose commandments you're doing and whose Torah you're learning, then this assures that the commandments that you, in the Torah that you learn after it, is nit nor vaser vel and nit mosif zayin in them kind yeshus. Not only does it not add on any egotism, but in zolveren far grubbed that the Torah and the commandments makes you more egotistical and more, separate, selfish. The Torah mitzvahs, nor honor, but exactly the opposite. Listen, it's very possible that a person becomes a rabbi, and because he becomes a rabbi, he thinks he's better than everybody else. And he thinks he's really special, and he thinks he's really great, and that he can basically do anything he wants. The ultimate example of this possibly is a person called Yeravam ben Navat. Who Yeravam ben Navat, he did all the Torah, did all the commandments, he knew all the secrets of the Torah. And because of that, because he was so great, he became one of the most evil people in the history of Judaism. He convinced all of the 10 tribes in the north to worship idols, and it continued on for like 250 years. I doubt they took the worst possible sins. And the same thing can happen to us now. When you learn Torah and the commandments, you are certainly not immune from egotism. It just helps you. Like this thing in America, are guns bad automatically? No, they're not. Guns are they're good. If it's used against the enemy, then it's a very good thing. But on the other hand, it could be used against your own people. The Torah is the same thing. The Torah is very powerful, and it can be used for the wrong reasons. But on the other hand, it's our only hope. Our only hope for the world is to fix up through the Torah. But that tremendous power, like atomic energy, that's a better example. As vet in empoelim zichuch bittul. When a person learns Torah properly, it purifies and refines a person, that he will be ois edelt, he'll be refined by means of the Torah and the commandments, like it's explained in long length in another Sichot that we had. B'shas is his dog Agdama, when we have the proper preparation of prayer, then will be Maisim Tovim, then there'll be shining commandments. Tovim means shining, Ume'irim, shining. Is Durach Yeder Mitzvah, then the tribe Arois, then he drives away little by little the darkness and the egotism, and he'll start adding on light in the world. Vos, which, two more lines, which this will bring, what says the Ruach HaTumah, the spirit of impurity, will be taken away from the world. That's the Mashiach inside of everyone. When you learn Torah and do commandments with the proper connection and excitement and inspiration to serve the creator of the universe, and realizing the Torah and the commandments are the only examples of God's will and wisdom found in the world, and that they have the power to really refine the whole world. Is by means of this, as we can little by little get rid of the darkness, turn on the lights little by little, mitten that will be, the whole world will be filled with the knowledge of God like water fills the world. So that's what it means, that every single Jew is the spark of Mashiach, because every single Jew has to participate in this work of the Mashiach to enlighten the world, to refine the world, to improve the world, to bring blessing into the world, and to bring actually that the world becomes a holy place filled with the knowledge and awareness of God. Now, all this we can do now, and this was all prophesied by Bilam when he said there will come a star from a shooting star will shoot out from Yaakov, and there will stand up a leader from Israel. That refers to the Mashiach, and also the ability of every single Jew that Mashiach will wake up. Now let's do the Yom Yom. We have 2 days of Yom Yom to do. Here we go. Yeah, didn't work. Didn't work. I thought I could do it. Here we go. There we go. So today and tomorrow. The greatest assurance that God will help any Jewish parent that needs special blessing for their children is supporting those who learn Torah. Support Torah institutions. This will bring blessings for your own children. Blessings. Next, that's today. Tomorrow, Shabbat. In the early period of his leadership, the first Rebbe of Chabad said that the footsteps are directed by God. Wherever you go, God is bringing you there. You think it's an accident, you missed the bus, whatever. When a Jew comes to a place, it's for only an inner divine intent and purpose, to do a commandment, whether the commandment is between man and God, or the commandment is between man and his fellow man. A Jew is always a messenger of God. Wherever a messenger, a shliach, is, he represents the power of the one who sent him, God. The superior quality that souls possess, higher than angels, is namely that souls come into the body and they are messengers of God in the physical world because of the Torah, by virtue and with the power of, and according to this Al-Pi Torah, according to the Torah. Have a good day with Mashiach now. Have a good Shabbos with Mashiach now. And we'll see each other, God willing, on Sunday, 8:15 in the morning. Yechi Adonenu Morenu Rabbeinu Melech Mashiach L'Olam Moed. We should all be dancing together with the Mashiach, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, soon, today. And at least Shabbat, we'll open the news or whatever on Yom Rishon, so Mashiach already arrived, the Beis HaMikdash already fell in Jerusalem, and that's it. Have a good Shabbat. See you all on Sunday.